From this press release, people with mental health conditions in Uganda face stigma, isolation, and social exclusion. They suffer exploitation, violence in all its forms, and abuse remain common. Denial of autonomy, they are often subjected to forced treatment, and in absence of community-based services, they have been forced to stay home without adequate access to care. Practices such as beatings and cuttings continue to be reported in non-conventional settings, whereas chaining, tying, seclusion are often used in our communities. Besides all this, Ugandans are grappling with high levels of poverty, alcoholism and drug abuse, lost incomes coupled with high interest rates on loans, insecurity like the recent violent crimes in and around Kampala, and unemployment. Unemployment is at 9.3 million of them have no access to education, employment, or training. That's according to the National Labour Force Survey report for August for 2021. All these expose communities to serious mental health problems, including suicide. More recently, the cases of suicide have increased, with about 8 reported in various forms of media in recent weeks. Most affected medical frustrated by years. Males being 3 times more likely to die by suicide than females, even if females ideate suicide more. A school-based study in Wakiso and Gulu, which was done by the Uganda and SOS Villages in 2023, revealed that 20% of students had ideated suicide. Among the striking triggers identified by the students were bullying, body shaming, examination pressure, relationships, including between parents and teachers, among others. Suicide is not a new phenomenon, though. With advancement of technology, cases of suicide or attempted suicide effortlessly get to the public domain. Having said that, majority of suicide cases go unreported due to the associated stigma towards both the victim and their families. Suicide has often been rebuked and criminalized from history to this date, yet people continue to take their own lives, the consequences of those they leave behind notwithstanding. Recent research by WHO reports that countries that have decriminalized suicide like Ghana, India, and Pakistan continue to report falling numbers, while those where attempted suicide is criminal, Uganda inclusive, have soaring numbers of death by suicide. As countries continue to invest heavily in institutional care, COVID-19 has taught us that mental health care and conversations on mental health should be at the center of every community. Mental health problems do not know tribe, color, location, or even age. All of us can potentially be victims. Although increasing access to treatment is important, having open conversations about mental health and its problems should be a commonplace across society. It is okay not to be okay. Here at Mental Health Uganda, we have a national toll-free line, and countless suicide ideations have been averted. Overall, up to 64% of the callers from May 2021 up to date have been managed through talk therapy. Besides, we want to make the following specific recommendations. The first recommendation is that Uganda must take positive steps towards decriminalization of suicide, especially in regard to Section 210 of the Penal Code Act, to ease timely access to mental health care. Secondly, formal institutions like workplaces, institutions of learning, places of worship, etc. need to expeditiously integrate mental health care and services For example, providing reasonable accommodation to employees that report not being well and establish safe spaces for everyone who is unwell. Thirdly, the Ministry of Health needs to quickly deliver on all the tenets of community mental health care as stipulated in the Mental Health Act of 2019, so as to increase utilization and access to care, increase awareness, and facilitate the key role of families in the provision of care. For the toll-free and confidential counseling, you can always call our national toll-free line 0800-212121, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5. Thank you.